Miss Kluba.
We're going to start off with some sad news. We found out the news just on Monday night that Kirstie Alley had passed away. Mm-hmm. Her kids, her 2 children, had posted on Instagram and Facebook that she had passed away from colon cancer, which they just recently discovered. But
They recently discovered colon cancer, but which is really sad and she died really quickly afterwards. Mm-hmm. And like you mentioned, she had just been on Masked Singer recently in April and like was in really good health, and so it was really kind of like a quick turn that her health took over months.
Yeah, and obviously like tributes started flooding in. John Travolta was one of the first ones that obviously said she'll be deeply missed. He starred in Look Who's Talking, all of those movies with her.
Right.
But she was mainly known for Cheers. I feel like she played Rebecca Lowe, the bar manager there. She started off with Star Trek. She was definitely huge in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Sitcoms and different films. So yeah, everybody's just been talking about her death and how sudden it was.
My biggest take on her, I don't know if you remember this, but as a kid, she did like a Disney film, I think, where she was like supposed to be not a very nice person in real life. And then she gets sentenced to be like a fairy godmother or like a tooth fairy.
I do remember this.
Yeah. And like, it was like early 2000s.
Yeah.
But she was great in that movie.
No, she was definitely really great and funny. And we were just talking about like the Jenny Craig commercials. Like she became a big person who was just talking very openly about her weight and was trying to help people get through that.
Kind of ahead of the curve.
Yeah, definitely. Good point.
On body image.
Before everybody went very organic and body image views. But yeah, so definitely got those sad news.
Yeah. An icon from the 80s and 90s. Not so much later, but definitely like that time period.
Yeah. And I feel like big. People from our age know her. Like a lot of different age groups know her too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So sad news there. Hopefully her family and obviously everyone else that had come in contact with her is, doing okay, obviously, with that loss.
Yeah.
But in other news, in more happy news, I guess.
I'd say happy.
Yeah. Keke Palmer hosted Saturday Night Live recently and revealed that she's pregnant.
Yeah. She had a really cute opening monologue. A lot of good jokes, just talking about how she's like coming to who she truly is as a person. But then I think the best part was she was talking about how rumors online are the worst and she can't stand how people always talk online.
Yeah.
And then she's like, but it's even worse when they're true, because she kept saying like she has like an alcohol deal that was coming up. So she's like, I'm not trying to share the news that I'm pregnant because I'm trying to like
promote alcohol.
Do this deal right now. Because she said that people kept like coming up to her and telling her congratulations in front of important people that she was having meetings with. So she was like, shush everyone, I know I'm pregnant, but let's chill out.
Chill out.
But then in her SNL monologue, she like unbuttoned her little blazer and was like, but it's all true, everybody. I am pregnant. So yeah, she's expecting her first baby with her boyfriend, Darius Jackson.
Yeah. She's really had like a resurgence too, especially from being like a child star. I think she was Nickelodeon, right? As opposed to Disney.
Nickelodeon, yeah.
She's a Nick kid.
Yeah, she was just in Nope recently.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like recently I feel like with doing that big film and maybe a couple of other things and more or less becoming more of a personality, I would say between Instagram and TikTok, she's really like resurfaced and mentioned, she's like finding out who she, truly is. But yeah, that's kind of like a funny person that resurfaced from childhood. She was like very Drake and Josh era.
Yes. Back in the day.
Yeah.
And then she also did GMA too, which we'll talk more about GMA people.
She did a circuit on GMA.
With Michael Strahan and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she announced she was pregnant and everything. Also, she made a joke just how she's like, people think it's weird because I'm a child actor and they just don't think that I have sex. So that was her little joke when she announced it. And she's like, but no, guys, I'm 29 years old. I have sex and I'm having a baby. So congrats to her.
No, I think she's killing it. It kind of reminds me of lately Hilary Duff's resurgence. Obviously she's had kids already, but she's kind of like come very much back into. We're having a lot of child star Lindsay Lohan moving into like the Hallmark, kind of movie, or not Hallmark, Netflix. She did a rom-com for Christmas time. Like I said, Hilary Duff. We were talking about literally last week, what's her face from Full House leaving Hallmark.
Oh, Cameron Bure.
Yeah. But just all those different people that are kind of like redefining their careers. Yeah. Like in the past like year or two.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just very cool. But then she kind of got shut down again Monday night she was
Yeah.
at the hockey game, Rangers versus the Blues, at Madison Square Garden
With her boyfriend. Yep.
Darius Jackson, and he posted a photo of her, a selfie,
Yeah.
and she apparently
immediately got hate
yeah
because people are.
mean.
Yeah, I was gonna say assholes, but yeah, they posted the picture at the game, and she wasn't wearing any makeup. She was wearing her glasses, totally chill. Like, went to the game, not a big deal not to wear makeup.
Yeah.
And immediately people were saying like, "You're ugly. What are you doing? Why aren't you wearing makeup?" Just really mean things. But she shut all those people down. She's like, "I don't need your guys' approval.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm having a good time with my boyfriend, and that's that." And I just liked that she just like immediately responded to it.
Also, like, maybe this is just a celebrity thing, but I feel like, at least in my life, do pregnant women get a lot of hate? I feel like I feel like that is a
praise.
pass.
Well, it's interesting because I feel like everybody was like, Keke Palmer, right after the news about her pregnancy. Like, obviously she's already been a big person, but I think people were really excited about her news, and she was blowing up every single, website.
Yeah.
Everybody was just kind of what you're talking about. I don't want to call it a resurgence necessarily, but like in terms of everybody was kind of talking to her, and then to get immediate hate right after such big positive news.
Weird.
It's very odd.
Yeah.
It just comes to show you that we always talk about like Twitter and everything. People just always have something to say. Like we just talked about last week, Jesse James Decker kids. Like they were accusing her of photoshopping her kids' abs. Like, yeah, let me do that. I want my kids to have a 6-pack right now, and that's what I'm gonna do.
That's what I'm doing when I have my kids. Everybody's rocking a 6-pack.
You're pushing your own 6-pack.
That's what I'm saying. I need to start. God.
Beach pics.
You're like people. You're like people are so mean online. Scarlett's just mean to me in person. So
Somebody has to be mean to you.
that's a good point. I just think that that's very off-brand, especially for I don't know. I guess Keke Palmer gets a lot of hate.
I don't think she does though. That's
So that was the weird thing.
I feel like
that was the
what was
weird.
odd.
The one thing that I know that she has been doing even before she was pregnant, and kind of made that resurgence, was she does talk a lot about her skin,
Yes.
having acne and like having trouble with her skin. So I feel like anytime that celebrities open up about their issues, whether that's weight, skin, like mental or physical health, it's like met with a lot of praise, but equally met with like hate.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Well, I mean, I think if you're doing like Kendall Jenner proactive commercials, that's a little bit different.
Kenny?
Kendall. But no, I think that that's really good. I think that when celebrities actually show, because when you look at, I don't want to like talk hate on her skin, but like when you look at her at SNL, obviously looked
Makeup.
completely snatched, makeup and everything. And yeah, she went makeup free to the game. But I don't think that that means like you're an ugly person just because you have some blemishes.
Question. You're at an event.
Yeah.
With your boyfriend, you're pregnant or whatever.
Okay, I'm pregnant now.
You're in Keke
Keke
Palmer's
Palmer.
shoes. Yeah, you're Keke Palmer.
I got it.
Are you not letting him post that story? If you
I think this makes her even cooler.
Cooler, okay.
Because I'm like, fuck yeah, I wouldn't want to post that. Like, I wouldn't want to post me if I was having a bad skin day, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
Like, I would want, like, okay, can we get maybe a little filter up there? Yeah. Can I throw a little concealer up on there? But I think it's really cool that she doesn't care, honestly. And she shouldn't have to.
I think that's the part, though, that is the biggest, like, disparity is, like, I think it's a little bit of this. I mean, she got the hate, but I'm saying, like, I think that most people don't like bad pictures of themselves being put up online.
Right.
And so it's kind of like...
But she didn't look bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, usually people are just like, oh, like, don't post that.
Don't post that, or they just don't say anything. But when you're a celebrity, I guess you're gonna...
I was going to say celebrity privilege.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, like, well, I'm cool now because I posted something without makeup. If you're not a celebrity, like... and you're having like a bad day.
Yeah, you just
like,
won't post it.
Nobody's going to praise you. Be like, hey, Scarlett, thanks so much for posting something without makeup on.
But honestly, haven't you kind of seen those posts recently where people are doing the Instagram versus reality, or they're trying to be a little bit more candid with their Instagrams? I wish everybody's Instagram was just like a be real profile.
I don't at all.
So yeah, you just want the thirst traps.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just think that like...
Guys are aware that girls edit their photos, right?
I mean, I think that you'd be really surprised that guys like don't know at all.
I'm shocked.
I'm saying like they think that that's how people look, and then like when they meet people in public, they're like, wait,
Catfished.
what? Yeah, no, I swear to God.
You're aware of this. Do I need to give you a lesson?
I feel like I'm just not like aware enough.
Yeah.
Like I know it happens, but it's not a thing that I can like. I couldn't pick up. Like if we looked at Instagram and you were like, does this have filters on it? I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. And I think you can edit your photos, but maybe like a little disclaimer for the youngins who think that that's actually what people look like and what they're supposed to look like, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I mean, even Kim K, she's gotten caught. Chloe, oh my gosh, they've all gotten caught. You can always tell when there's a little bit of a riffle in the background. Like that window would just slightly.
They have
bent
really bad
because
editors though.
That's embarrassing. You're Kim Kardashian. Get a better editor.
The best Photoshop person
Yeah.
in the game.
I could probably do better. You could probably do better. You definitely could. I don't know about me.
God damn.
Just get Facetune.
I'm gonna
Perfect 365.
I'm gonna apply to be Kim's editor, Kim's Photoshop person.
Kim Kardashian's Photoshopper, Dennis Kluba.
Either way, we were mentioning about GMA. She did that whole cycle, that whole circuit Keke Palmer did. But GMA's been having a little bit more drama than just Keke coming on.
Eating this story up. I'm really liking it. TJ Holmes and Amy Robach, they've been hosting GMA3 since 2020. Like they kind of started around the pandemic and everything. Both married for about 10 years. Both have children. Well, there's been a little bit of canoodling behind the scenes because
Not just once.
Oh, not just once. We've seen them at bars together. They had a little weekend getaway in upstate New York at a private cottage.
Taylor.
Yeah,
That's
2 weeks.
That's
some
Taylor Swift vibes.
Like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. And there's video of him like spanking her butt when they're packing up the car. And then videos of him going into her apartment or vice versa. They've been caught.
This is bringing me back to you not knowing mommy kissing.
It's so not related.
Spanking a butt. Okay, go on. Okay, but let's get the background story on this.
Okay.
So TJ Holmes married.
Yes.
Married, right? This is
Amy,
not
married.
Amy also married, but TJ Holmes. This is not the first woman that he's had an affair with at GMA.
TJ Holmes, homewrecker.
His own home.
Yeah.
He's taking out bricks in his own home. So he got with a producer on GMA.
Yes.
But then reconciled with his wife. Was like, okay, we're going to make this work, right? And then what I heard, at least, was that the producer, Amy, kind of knew
about his relationship with the producer,
Natasha,
yeah.
And was kind of like confiding in that and was like, oh, okay, like, I'm sure there was a little bit of like, this is a sad moment.
Yeah. It's like almost kind of like inching your way in, though, a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And then they started hooking up later after this whole, they like, he reconciled with his wife. Can we talk about...
And this is not the only woman. Apparently there's several women at ABC.
Wait.
Several.
So we're talking about just with TJ.
Just TJ. That's what I'm saying. TJ is getting around. TJ's a good looking guy.
This changes my perspective in general.
Yeah.
I thought it was the one other one, which I thought was a very juicy in general.
That's already a juicy tidbit.
That's just like two girls that are very close and technically have a producer to a host.
Yeah.
You guys are seeing each other every day.
Yes, you are.
More women on the set and at ABC?
Mm-hmm. That was definitely the bigger one, though. Natasha and now Amy are the most talked about right now. But there has been reports that there's been several other women as well. Yay.
What's your take on...
His wife is feeling great.
Terrible.
I know.
There's no way you don't know.
Mm-hmm. No, and she knew
about Natasha.
She knew about Natasha. I don't know if she knew about Amy. But
how about the other women?
They are claiming, though, that they had separated with their partners in August, and there was no overlap.
In August? What are we
it's
in? It's November. December.
It's December.
Yeah, I guess that doesn't seem that long. That's like 4 months ago.
They're basically saying that they were like on the outs with their partners, separated in August from both of them, told their partners within like a week or two of each other, and then they had started to openly be more together, which is why these videos that Daily Mail posted and all these videos are surfacing, because now they are more public with their relationship.
Can we just say that why are these morning shows? And this is and we're talking about, not only is it the morning show that is that Apple that produced that? Yeah, which is
With
basically
Reese Witherspoon, Jennifer Aniston.
Loosely based off of what happened at the Today Show, which was when Matt Lauer got basically outed, good, like in a good way, for being a creep on the Today Show set.
That show's so good.
Right, which was kind of like, that was like kind of at the beginning of the Me Too era, like where people were coming out and speaking like sexual misconduct, at work, and like sexual harassment. And so, but I'm just saying, so that's one whole issue. Good Morning America now too. What is in the water at the Good Morning shows?
All news outlets are just horny. I mean, I've been there. No, I worked at CBS News. Let me tell you. No, but maybe you're working those long hours. You're up at the wee hours of 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I mean, you want to get laid maybe. But okay, yes, you brought up Matt Lauer. The thing about their relationship, completely consensual.
Yeah.
They are also in the same, no subordinates. They're on the same level. They're both anchors.
Right.
So I think that's made it a little bit more okay for people to accept in a way. Obviously, their families are having to deal with this completely shitty situation for their families. But I think people are like, oh, it's not that big of a deal because it was consensual, because they're at the same ranking. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand that on paper.
Yeah.
But the underlying issue of it, I think, is that I would just say that from a Good Morning America or the Today Show, and this is coming off the back of, they're taking a leave of absence, the two of them, from the show. That was announced on Monday.
Allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly. And I would just say that and this is from ABC, which we know is Disney.
Yes, family
That's
show.
what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say is on our morning shows in America, and I would argue probably across the world, I would say, they don't like to be known as a canoodling.
Yeah.
That's not a good look for Good Morning America as a brand.
You want your host to have chemistry. You want
You
them
know,
to
not
have
too
some
much.
banter. But do you necessarily want them to be sleeping together?
Well, they can be sleeping together as long as it isn't out of a like they're married to somebody else on paper.
Well, yeah, that doesn't look good at all.
That's my issue.
I think the biggest thing is that it's a Disney-owned company. Family relations is heavily promoted, so that causes a little bit more issues. I think if it was any other news outlet, maybe it wouldn't be as big of a deal, just because Disney is like very family oriented. But wait, say what you just said again.
What part? Just that, like, their brand.
Yes.
As a whole.
Okay. But do you think that people kind of want to watch people who are, it kind of gives a little bit more juice, a little bit more tea to the morning show? I mean, they're sharing some news. Maybe people are more into it.
My biggest thing with that, I think, is that now that we know this stuff about these news shows in general, if they really wanted to pivot off of this, we should make this into like a Jersey Shore type.
Oh my gosh!
Type reality show behind the scenes of the news. That would be But then also hooking up
at my job, and they said absolutely not.
Yeah, because they're not
exposed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is it's like I if you ask me, I don't think these people come back to GMA.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I hear you on that. Yeah, because
not that they would get fired, but I think behind closed doors it would be like, hey, your shows are going to get cut. Time, like, you're not going to have as many hours. You're not going to have a primetime slot, and they're going to kind of push them out. That's what I would say.
See, I don't know if I agree with you because they didn't break company policy at all. And Kim Goodwin, the head of ABC, has said they did not break any sort of policies. The only reason they were taken off air was because of like chitter chatter going around in and outside the office. They just wanted to pull them away for a second. But do you think they're really going to take them off air completely when their ratings skyrocketed 20%? So all the news came out around like Wednesday, Thursday is when a lot of pictures are starting to surface. Friday of their show. Also, I watched some of it. Very flirty. He was like, "Who's ready for the weekend, Amy?"
I hate that.
It was super cringy.
I hate that.
And everyone was like watching, waiting for them to address it. Obviously, they're not going to address it on air because that would be such a bad look for GMA. Monday morning comes along, they get a call. So you're not going to be on air today. They find out morning of, and they don't show up. They have a couple guest hosts. Hey, like Amy and TJ aren't going to be in today. And they move right along. And that was that.
Okay, let me spin you this. Let me spin you this little corporate story.
Okay.
The guy that has slept with multiple ABC workers and has had multiple affairs.
No. Okay.
You keep these two on air in your company. What happens when, and they're hosting together?
Yeah.
What happens when he cheats on her? That's not good. That's not going to be good news.
You're
the
right.
chemistry of the set is already rocky, let alone when the two people that are on air together split up.
Yikes.
That's what I'm saying from a Disney perspective and from an ABC perspective. Like, hey, it's one thing to do this affair. Next thing is when
Yeah.
they
Maybe in
break
the
up.
present time it's okay, but once they start having issues, he cheats again. Yeah.
And let's look at the track record.
Not looking so
Pretty-
hot. Oh my gosh. He was a dick to his wife too. There's been some resurfaced clips where he's talked about how like, yeah, it's been 10 years and I told her get out when you can and she never did. She's still here.
What?
About his wife.
Also, let's before we leave this,
gross,
if we're talking about the news game circuit, I feel like whether you're TJ Holmes or whoever, somebody, don't you have to kind of do the like shitty rounds? Like you got to go through some cities where you're like an anchor at
yeah.
like a news station in a terrible place.
Oh, yeah.
If they've been together for 10 years, she was probably with him like in Jacksonville.
Bakersfield.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like Little Rock.
Sorry, Bakersfield.
Yeah,
but
sorry, Little Rock. But like, you know, like some tough towns.
No, that's exactly
She probably stuck by his
how
side.
It works, yeah, because usually when you're aiming to be an anchor, you have to start in a smaller market. So LA, New York, Chicago are the top 3 markets, and you have to work your way up. Yeah.
Yeah, and
You
it takes
have to
a
have
long
on-air
time.
experience. Yeah, everybody's like trying. Like people who live in LA, were like, yeah, I had to live in like so and so random ass place for 6 years, and I'm finally back to like live towards my family, live near my family. But it's definitely a process.
I'm a guy. I don't really like this TJ Holmes guy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
Why, 'cause
saying
he's
that
getting a lot of action, or
I just think that doing that at your own workplace with multiple people is a little gross.
one maybe consensually, we can let that slide.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
But don't you think a lot of people have slept with people in their office?
No. I think that you're wrong on that one.
Maybe that's just my industry then.
Maybe. I'm saying like in today's day and age.
I've heard some stories.
Okay, you're also in the news industry, so maybe that's just that industry.
But why do you think that's so odd? Because we hate our lives and our
Could be. It's a very good point. Also, nowadays, with everything being work from home, that's just not going to happen that much.
Nobody's getting any of the action TJ Holmes is.
No. God damn. Oh, the only other one that's comparable is the health. Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, yeah.
That one, I think there is a lot.
I think so too. Kind of what
Nurses,
I'm saying. Like
doctors.
you're there all the time. Yeah, Meredith got
Tired.
with the head surgeon. Good for her. I think that's what I'm saying. I think it would have been immediately off the air if, say, she was an intern and he's the lead anchor. You know what I mean? Way more of a red flag. So we'll see. We'll see if they're taking it off indefinitely. I personally don't think they will be, but you think they could be.
They're going to be taken off or split up.
Yeah. Put them on. You can't really split them up on GMA3.
What is GMA3? Are they the third hour? I don't know.
He would just have to go to like a different ABC.
No, I know, but what's the
coverage.
3 thing? The third hour?
No, it's not third hour. It's just GMA3. That's what it's called.
Well, okay. Well, when is like Michael Strahan and when is he on?
Morning?
Yeah, they're all on in the morning.
Honestly, though, Good Morning GMA3 is like more towards 1 p.m., but maybe I'm on California time.
That would still be like 10 a.m. New York. Who's watching?
10 a.m. New York? 1 p.m. equals 4 p.m. in New York.
Sorry, ahead.
Okay.
But 4 p.m., who's watching the news at 4 p.m.?
People are watching the news all day long. Come on. What?
No.
Yes.
I haven't turned on the news.
When I worked at CBS, we had a 4:30 a.m. show, a 5 a.m. show, a 6 a.m. show, a 7 a.m. show. Took a little bit of break, did some reruns. We had an 11 a.m., a noon, a 1 p.m., and then we had a 3, a 4, and a 5, and a 6. Take a little break, and then you're doing the 9, 10, and 11.
This is why cable's failing. Because we're playing the news that much.
Can you believe how many shows?
Yeah, who's greenlighting that?
News directors. People
That's
who are making
insane.
money. Yeah, it's a lot. And also, let's be real. I'm sorry. A lot of the shows are the same. Copy and paste.
Yeah.
Move a couple words around. Switch it to a package. Switch it to a VO. Switch it to a SOT. Oh, yeah.
You're really showing your industry knowledge right now. Okay, we'll see what happens with Good Morning America.
Enough with the news
Stop watching the news.
I know.
In general.
Yeah.
Let's go to some real news. It was Saint West's birthday.
Yeah. Breaking news.
So that's okay. This always gets me confused with the kids. Okay. Kim and Kanye's kid Saint. The other one is North, and there's another one.
Saint, Psalm. North.
There's a fourth. Chicago. Saint is the oldest?
No, North is the oldest.
Never know. Okay.
Saint is just turned 7. Okay. Closer in rage with cousin Rain, who is Courtney and Scott's kid.
It's hard to keep.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them,
and all their names are off the wall.
Oh my gosh, I went to go search Northwest. Just said Northwest, and it was giving me like random directions.
Compass.
I was like, I would think with Northwest they would at least know now that she's probably going to be the next Kim K. So we should get.
I hate that for her.
All those kids are going to have something, except for Mason, because
they're going to be on.
Openly said, I do not want anything to do with this.
They're going to be on those reality shows that are like, my parents were reality TV celebrities. Now here's me.
I think it's going to be the Kardashians part 2, part 3, part 4.
They're all going to be Robs.
Rob Kardashians?
Yeah.
I think some of them are really going to want to be involved, though. You can already tell North, she's making all these TikToks. Rain, so many TikToks. They like the spotlight.
They're not old enough yet to know anything.
No, North is what, like 10?
They're not old enough. They're not looking at the comments either.
No, because Kim is smart and she turns them off.
I know, but when you get to be either way.
But you know that they have the internet. They can Google Kanye. What is he up to today?
At 10, they're not. At 10, no.
You're living in a different universe.
I'm not saying that they're not. I'm saying that they have
unless Kim has a million controls on their access to the internet,
which she does. We talked about when she that one of their kids stumbles across her sex tape
on Roblox.
Okay, but also that's the weirdest. Why is that on Roblox?
Because that was probably totally pre-played out so they could have that for their show. Oh,
exactly.
Roblox.
Mom, what?
But anyways, yes, you're right. It was Saint West's birthday. There was a little 3-part party going on Sunday. Kim took Saint and all of his friends to the Rams game. They got field access, of course. Fun.
Fun. They ran
Fun.
around the field.
And then Monday was when Kim and Courtney, who took Saint, and also cousin Rain, who's going to turn also 8? Turns 8 next week too. Yeah, so they went to Disneyland during the day.
Cute.
Yeah, also cute.
I love a Disney trip.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And then
here we go.
And then in the evening is when Kanye pulled up. Kim invited him to come over to her place, Head and Hill's place. Yeah, just to celebrate. Which, okay, basically what we're getting at is they just recently had their divorce settlement that happened last week. Kanye agreed to pay $200K a month to Kim to help raise the kids and everything. And yes, we know Kim's also a billionaire. But
yeah. How did that's so weird.
I think it's because, okay, the way I've looked at it is she has sole custody. Yes. Okay. Actually, that's another point. They agreed to equal access quote unquote equal access is what they called it in their settlement. But Kim
It's a weird
has
term.
primary custody of these children. In reality, that's how it is. He's even admitted in interviews she takes care of the kids 80% of the time. So yes, equal access, I think what they mean by that is when Kanye wants to see the kids, he is welcome to. But in my eyes, I see Kim has primary custody and she's taking care of them, which is why Kanye is responsible for paying her some sort of pocket change. 200K is probably nothing for him, even though he did lose a lot of money with his Adidas deal. But he has to have some sort of responsibility.
200K, like over 2 years, is $1 million.
Yeah.
That's way, yeah.
Are you saying it's low or high?
I'm just saying that.
It's about 50K a kid. They have 4.
Oh, to all the kids. For all the kids.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
to cover
I
all
thought
the
this
child
was like
expenses.
200K for Saint.
No.
I was like, oh
200K
my.
for all of the kids. So like, and he also has to pay for 50% of tuition, anything that has to pay for the kids. Everything seems to be very 50-50 with them.
Okay.
The only thing that's not necessarily 50-50 is that 200K that he's going to wire to her at the first of every month. But that's also because Kim is paying for everything else throughout the week, throughout the days.
Is that a Venmo?
I think he wires it straight to her account.
I think it's
Yeah, a Venmo. Sure.
Venmo from
I give you a legit answer.
Venmo from Ye. $200,000 for the kiddos. You're Kim.
Yep, that's me.
Would you? I mean, I don't think you can deny access, but given the current state of affairs of Ye, is he allowed to see the kids in your eyes?
See, that's what's tough because I feel like, okay, they had this divorce settlement on Monday.
Yeah.
Then he had the InfoWars, which I don't even want to go into, but he had that interview with Alex Jones talking about what he talked about.
Yeah.
And
You can look it up.
I almost feel like that could have changed things. But yeah, I think I would limit my access. There would not be as much equal access for Kanye.
Well,
but I think inviting him to her house
Even-
creates more control for me.
Okay.
You know, it's like, okay, if I'm going to have my kids drinking, I want them in my house.
Have your kids drinking? Sorry, what? 8-year-old Saint.
Okay, imagine your kids are in high school.
Yes.
They have a little party. You would rather have them be in like your little safe haven in your home.
You know what's going on.
We're gonna say college, so that they're 21. And
Give me the keys.
Yeah, you can have a one Bud Light or something in my household basement.
One Bud Light.
And that's it. But I feel like you think it's a little bit safer when they're in your own home. So I feel like maybe Kim, instead of him taking Saint out to do whoever knows what, come over to my Hidden Hills mansion and we can celebrate together. I think it was very smart.
My biggest thing is that when he is hanging out with her or with him, Saint, that Kim is able to hear what he is saying to the kids
when it's in her own home.
Yes. And she's around versus if kids go to his house or like whatever. Dangerous. Is that, and it's more or less, it's not necessarily that I think Kanye is like a danger to society physically. It's more like some of the ideologies that he's been preaching. I would never want my kids to hear that from their father. So at least in this case, if he ever started to say anything suspect, Kim could be like, hey,
let's divert this convo a little bit. Let's talk about something else.
Yeah. Also, it seems it's odd, given the way that he has been acting. I would say, though, that from between him and Kim's relationship, he never gives me indications that he would be violent. or in a hostile situation with Kim or the kids.
No, I think he still has love for Kim. 1, 2, respect. That's also the mother of his 4 kids. And I think he genuinely loves his kids a lot.
Okay.
I'm
just saying that he's kind of been wild card net for a while. I don't know that I would.
Without a doubt.
I don't know that I would be comfortable. I just don't know what would happen.
I do, but at the end of the day, that is still their father. I mean,
if we had $1 for every time somebody in child custody said that is still their father.
I know.
That's all I'm saying.
No. I totally hear you, which is why I think him is doing a good job at, keeping that balance. I still want my kids to see their dad, but it's going to be in my controlled environment.
How many security guards do we think were at this party? a ton. Yeah, like in this one living room or this bounce house where they're hanging out.
We don't even know the details of the party, though. It could have just been like Kanye came over for dinner.
You know what I miss? I wish we could just rewind to when, who is it? Travis or Tristan that gave Kanye the address to the last party?
That was Travis.
Yeah. I wish we could rewind to simpler times when...
It's like, oh, fuck, why did I do that?
when Ye wasn't invited to the kids' party, and then it's on their Hulu episode where he's just talking with Chris like, hey, so, nice, we got the ball pit, huh? Like, it's super, like, casual, but...
Which that was allegedly also fabrication. He was apparently always invited to that party.
I mean, yeah, everything's a fabrication until it's a lie.
The thing is, like, what my struggle is, okay, no. I'm not going to even say this, but I am going to say it really quickly.
Okay. That's
not for this topic necessarily, especially after the new InfoWars, but I don't think the Kardashians are that believable either. You know what I mean?
Believable.
I think they tell a lot of lies, too. Like,
Tell a lot of lies.
They tell lies to protect themselves. Kanye's just... What's the word you want to use for Kanye? Off the rails.
Random.
Thank you.
The Kardashians tell smart, planned out, with a purpose lies.
Okay.
My thought process when it comes to my kids or my sisters or my family,
Yeah.
I would never want somebody that feels like they are doing random things, saying random thoughts.
Yeah.
Around my children, especially at that age when they're soaking everything in.
Yeah, these are young kids. I mean, 10 and below, 100%.
Did she make Ye take off the mask? You know, at the Alex Jones interview, he was wearing
a mask.
It's like
it's also like playing with like a butterfly net.
I would
lot of
love
weird things.
I would love if when he walks in, like
he wasn't
Kim,
wearing the mask.
Kanye, you know the
at the
rules.
party.
You know the rules. No mask in the house.
She also wore one too at the Met Gala.
That's true.
She's probably regretting that one. She's like, I took his fashion advice.
Kim's kind of she's been taking it. She's rough.
She's been taking quite a few hits with Balenciaga too.
That's what I'm saying. In association.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm happy for Saint. Happy birthday, Saint. At the end of this, it's all about Saint.
It's all about the kiddos.
Well, I sent a gift. I hope it got there.
That is scary though. Man.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I completely hear you. That is a scary situation.
Not in my house. That's
that
what
I'm
I'm
sure
saying.
Kim is trying to navigate.
Yeah, tough. For sure, tough.
I'm just glad she was declared legally single.
Legally single, baby. You know who else was declared legally single? Was TJ Holmes. He needs to be declared legally single.
Never. He is constantly like one affair to the next, but also in a relationship with my wife.
Also, him and his wife aren't divorced either. They're separated.
Yeah, they're separated. I think they're getting divorced though. And Amy though has already moved out of her home. She's like, bye.
Her husband.
Yeah, she moved out.
Also, if I were her husband, I'd be like, yeah, well, you're sleeping with the office.
Get out. Go stay at GMA3's office.
Well, and it's like, I don't know. It's just the guy that's gotten with everybody at GMA3. Like, congrats, Amy.
Couldn't you done a little bit better?
From your husband? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Whatever. We're off that story. Into the next couple that I dislike. The trailer for Meghan and Harry, docu-series, limited series on Netflix was released.
Yeah.
And there's already been some question to some of the photos, some of the cropping that was done for the trailer.
This is so funny
to make it seem that the narrative that they have kind of, been behind for a long time, that they were outed from on the outskirts of, the royal family and they were treated poorly. Multiple image sources have outed them as saying this is from something completely different.
Yeah. There's one from a trial of an actress who was going in to court for a DUI, the Harry Potter premiere. So yeah, there was a clip where they were talking about how the paparazzi is just
all over them,
and they have no sense of privacy. And they cut to a little image of a bunch of photographers zoning in on a limo. You don't see who comes out of the limo, but it ends up being from a Harry Potter premiere.
Deathly Hallows Part 2. And the reason that we know
Harry
this,
Potter movies.
You don't really want me to do this right now?
Yeah,
it's easy. Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire. Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, Deathly Hallows Part 1, Deathly Hallows Part 2.
So when you saw that in the trailer, you were instantly like, that's the premiere.
No.
Dennis is the one who wrote to all the outlets.
This is not right. This is not correct. I've seen this before. No. But the reason that we know this is because this is even worse. It'd be different if it was speculation. Yeah. And this is, I work with like just doing image searching a lot on for my job. Getty Images and Alamy, who are both image sourcing sites for like big premieres like this and these types of things.
Yeah.
And they're usually watermarked.
Yeah.
So you're paying for them. Is they came out and said, no, we confirm this is ours from that.
And apparently it was like the second image, just if you search
paparazzi.
Come on, at least go a little bit deeper. This is giving me, do you remember when Armie Hammer had that documentary that just came out recently this year? And there was a bite mark on one of the victims who had said.
So it wasn't Armie Hammer's documentary. It was about him.
It was about Armie Hammer. Yeah.
It wasn't like from his team.
No.
Yeah.
This is the documentary
he did not release.
about Armie Hammer where all victims were talking about his abuse and everything. And there was one photo that they used where she said that, there was a bite mark during sex that he had put on her. Yeah. But then people searched Pinterest and said bite mark tattoo. And the first image that popped up was the exact image that they used in documentary. So I had to like backtrack everything, take that out of the documentary and apologize and said, sorry, we thought that she was giving us legitimate things. Anyways, it reminded me of that.
Yeah.
Where it's like the first image, if anybody were to search, which everybody does these days.
Yeah. Anyways. Also, this is one of 5 instances.
Yeah, there's multiple.
And the other one that I thought was good, and this is, we talked about those first kind of 3. The other one was good was, it was when, gosh darn it, I forget their sons.
Gosh darn.
Who's their Archie?
Archie, yeah, in Lilibet.
Yeah. Archie was it was during a thing, and it was a picture of a paparazzi taking pictures, and it was kind of right after one of those cuts where like our family like has no privacy and like with us having kids, and then they responded. It was at South Africa's like president or governor or prime minister, forgive me, Tutu, was like at their residence where they agreed to have only 3 like picture taking people, and they painted this individual as like somebody sniping photos of them.
Yeah. It was totally a closed event, closed everything.
Yeah.
Security,
And the last one was cropping the image in the actual trailer to make it seem like, there were favorites in the royal family. And they made it seem like Harry and Meghan were super far from the Queen, when if you pulled out the full image, they're literally like the second closest to them.
Yeah. Queen Elizabeth actually deeply loved both of them. And but I feel like this docu-series is going to show, they're going to share their side of the story is what they're saying. Racism is going to come up because we talked about in that Oprah interview when they talked about how Archie, they asked about what his skin color was, and they haven't disclosed who that is. I don't think we're going to find that out, but yeah.
This is a bad look. I would say not only from them, from Netflix as well.
Yes, but Netflix is going to take this amazing deal because people care and they're going to want to watch it. Meghan and Harry, they want any sort of attention they can possibly get. So they're going to keep doing it. Prince Harry is already going to do the memoir, and they're also going to have this. So, but do you think that the royal family is going to respond? Because I don't. I think they like to have everything, nice and clean. They don't want to respond to any backlash because they have this image to uphold. So they're going to let them talk their little ish and just live about their lives.
If they were smart, I think they'd do that.
Not respond.
Yeah. But I think that they're
not going to stoop to that level.
They're who was the person that already responded though? The
Princess Diana's butler?
No.
Which that was so funny.
No. The royal family has a production company of their own.
Okay.
I forget what it's called. But that individual who like heads that was like, these are not reality about the photos. Yeah. So I'm not saying that the family will respond. I don't think so. Yeah. But I think that people inside of the fortress that is the royal family will say, this is bullshit. If this is happening in the trailer, what's gonna I just think there's gonna be more fabrications within the whole thing.
Yeah. It's always gonna be he said, she said. no one's going to ever fully know this story
No.
unless you were in it, you know? So
What do you believe? What do you think, Evan? I'm just saying what happened within the royal family. What do you think about Meghan and Harry now?
I think absolutely there's racism. I absolutely think that there's things that go on within that royal palace because there's no way that everything is all fine and dandy.
Yeah, spick and span. No.
No, that's not happening. But I think Meghan, she loves her little fame. You know, she misses being on Suits and she wants to be the center of attention. And why else would you start a podcast? What else are you signing these Netflix deals? She wants to be relevant. She wants to be relevant at the end of the day. I think that she is a very smart, intelligent woman, but I think she wants a little bit of attention. And she wants to be the new Princess Diana 2.0, but she wants to do it in like the most extreme way possible. I don't know. That's just my... I went in a little bit hard. What's your opinion?
No, I pretty much agree with you. Okay. I just think that, man, I have to be honest, like, man, from a royal family perspective, not only their perspective, but also like, and I can't speak to, I don't really follow them that much at all, other than what we talk about on this show, but it just seems like Prince Harry, like, I don't know if he saw any of this coming when he met her as like just a girl, not just, I mean, you know, meeting somebody that obviously is on TV and stuff like that, that she is probably an upstanding person, I would say.
Yeah.
But man, the drama, for good or for bad, that has come from not only within the royal family, but also like afterwards, I don't think anybody could have guessed that it would have been as much as it has been.
Yeah. And he is head over heels. Like, I believe their relationship. That is for sure.
Do you think he's being manipulated within this? I mean, I think that they are.
I don't want to say manipulated.
That's a heavy word.
Only because I think that he hears her, you know, and really feels like these are issues within his family.
Yeah.
And that's why he's trying to stand up for his wife and trying to be this person for her. But I think that Meghan should have known what she was getting herself into when you sign up for the royal family.
Yeah. My favorite clip of Harry ever is running off when he was like in the military and he was in the middle of a press conference and like they get called into duty. It just doesn't seem like that's the same person that like was like love of country and like, and now it's like, I want nothing to do with England. Like I'm in Santa Barbara. Like I'm going to do my reality show deals and my memoir at 37 or whatever he is, 36.
But I think Meghan, that's why I think she is a very like smart person. Like I think what she is trying to bring a voice to is valid. I do.
Okay.
But I don't think that anyone can truly mess with the royal family, to be honest.
That's a good point.
Props to her.
They're an institution. They're an institution.
Yeah, they're an institution. They've been around for decades. What, centuries? Who knows? I don't know. Centuries. So,
decades? Okay. Somebody was paying attention in
who did Santa kiss?
Western civilization. Western history class was weird.
All right, I'm done. Centuries, obviously. But,
when does this come out? It's soon.
December 8th, part 1, December 15th, part 2.
I feel like I'm going to watch and throw things at the TV and boo.
So, like when we watched Selena Gomez's.
Yeah, it was bad.
I know. That was rough for her, but.
No, but I'm saying the production in general was.
Yeah.
We said it on here.
We talked about that.
She wasn't the issue. The way
You're
that.
the issue.
Yeah, I'm the issue. The way that it was edited was bizarre.
Yeah.
Calling ahead to the school. Oh, I need a license. Oh, I don't have one. I'm Selena Gomez.
And this is Raquel, the main star. But yeah, Meghan Markle's part 1 comes out tomorrow on Thursday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it comes out very soon.
I didn't realize December 8th is that soon.
Yeah, I know.
That's so exciting. Okay, well, I think that wraps it up for this week, right?
I think that does. Yes, it does.
We'll be watching that. Just want to let you know.
So we watching that?
Yeah.
We should. All right. Well, don't forget to follow us at Playing Telephone on Instagram and TikTok. We'll have videos and updates for you all. But thank you for listening.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.